such an asshole.
I don't want to bust this guy's balls too much, but I got it. You boys need a kick in the ass. You need a kick in the ass so you don't make mistakes like this. I'm going to tell you right now, this young man wrote a 130-page book. And that's not a light feat. Not a light feat at all. In some ways, it's quite an accomplishment. Dude, you fucking pissed away your time. And I don't know where people's dads are or anything. I know they're not around. That's why I'm here. That's why we have The Dad You Never Had, of course, available on teachable.com. But you guys, look, the biggest lie that we tell young people, my generation included, is that you can do whatever you want. And you can do whatever you want. The big lie is, and you'll be successful at it, right? And is a 130-page book a tremendous, is it going to cripple this guy's life? No, but 130 pages, assuming you put some effort into it, that's a good month of work, at least a month of work. Dude, you could there's a lot of things you could have done with your time. At minimum, make a lot more money, right? You could have picked up a skill or a trade on how to fix cars. There's so much more. But where it really starts to hurt people, and again, we don't like women here. Oh, you just hate women all the time. It's where we just destroy generation after fucking generation after fucking generation of women disproportionately telling you girls you can piss away 4 years of your youth majoring in fluffy bunny horseshit studies. And I can make some money and live in New York. And if I don't, it's the patriarchy and Trump who kept me oppressed. It's like, no, it's your stupidity that keeps you oppressed. No, you can't get to do what you want. That's the number one rule y'all should learn about society and the real world. You do what the real world wants, right? The sooner you realize that it's not what you want, it's what the world wants. And if you deliver what the world wants, you enslave the world. Think about it. Hear me out. Okay? The premise right now is, I want to do this. I'm going to force the world to like what I want. I'm going to open up a sports bar, bro. And people are going to show up at my sports bar, bro. Bro. No, shut the fuck up and make a good video game. Become a programmer. Shut the fuck up and become a tax accountant. People need that. Shut the fuck up and become a dentist. Become a doctor. Become a mechanic. That's what people want. And then when you become a dentist, for example, guess who's your bitch? All the world. Everyone needs dental work. Oh, shit, I got a tooth pain. I got to go into the dentist. I don't got to go into that horseshit millennial burger joint with the lights without shades around them hanging with your fucking brown greasy thing holding the shit fries you make for a $30 burger. Nobody needs that, right? And no one needs your fucking book. We're going to get into it, but this is the main problem. Stop trying to force the world to like shit it doesn't want to like. Right? Deliver what the real world wants, and you make the world your bitch. Okay? It's a lot easier that way, trust me. So I'm going to go through this, and this is a good topic. Cappy, I'll try to make this short and sweet. I'm currently 23, living in a state, working, you work sales. After spending the last year of my life living alone in a different state, also selling a different product. During my time down there, I took 9 women out for margaritas. After each date, I reflected on everything that went right and wrong, constantly improving my tactics through each date. I just finished writing and editing my 130-page book designed to give young men the blueprint for setting up a date through dating apps. Are you fucking joking me? You have 9 data points. You are 23 years old. You just got your first pube last week. Are you fucking joking me? 9 dates? Dude, I remember one time I dated 4 girls on one weekend twice. And I'd have to go back and look at the history records, of which there is none, but I bet I dated 9 women probably in a week at one time. It would have been a stretch. I know I've gone on 9 dates with multiple different women, but maybe not 9 women, but definitely within a month. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck do you know about dating and getting girls? And on dating, what you now, and then first, shut the fuck up. You're young, you're stupid, and that's not enough experience. Troy Francis shits that in his sleep on a bad day. And then you're going to write a book. Let me guess. You wrote a book. You wrote a book. You're not going to write a book. You wrote a book designed to give young men the blueprint for setting up a date through dating apps. Are you fucking kidding me? One, dating apps are dead, and they're certainly dying if they're not already completely dead by now. And there is a ton of other books out there. Are you kidding me? Did you go to Amazon and look? Hang on. Let's go to Amazon and look. And there's plenty of courses. There's plenty of material. There's free shit on the internet. Amazon. Let's go books. Online dating. Dating in a digital world. Dating sucks. You don't. Loving again. Online dating for dummies. They even got the dating playbook for men. The Art of Online Dating, 51 Shades of Online Dating Advice for Midlife, 121 First Dates, How to Succeed Online Dating, Fall in Love, the Rules for Online Dating, Authentic Dating, the Lessons Learned from Online Dating, the Ultimate Online Dating Manual. Dude, there's a whole page. This is like the episode from The Simpsons, if you remember, which you probably don't because you're too young. Principal Skinner goes up to Apu and, "Oh, Mr. Skinner, how are you doing?" I was like, "Hello, Apu." And, what are you doing?" And like, I'm writing a book." And he just gives the exact script for the dinosaur movie, Jurassic Park. It's like, there's an island and it's filled with dinosaurs, or that's repopulated through genetic material gotten from a mosquito. And then Apu just rips into him. He's like, "You stupid idiot." And it says 2 hours later, and he's still yelling at him. "What were you thinking?" What the fuck? How dumb are you? Really? Is this shtick? Is this a joke? Because right now, this sounds like a joke, and that's how little thought you put into this. How up your own ass and in your own world are you that you didn't think, like, maybe I ought to evaluate before I write a 130-page book as a freshly minted pube-carrying man of 23 years of age and 9 dates that I am the authority and there's demand. Who would buy your book? Who? Never waste this much money. Never waste this much time on a product you're not sure of ever again, man. Ever again. And here's another thing. This is not your fault. This is just a consequence of being young. At 23 years of age, you're like, "Oh my God, I'm learning all these new things." And to you, they're new, but to literally everyone older than you, they're not. That's old hat. It's been since time immemorial. You're and young people like, "Oh my," like when you have conversations, did you think about this? Did you think about that? Yeah, like when I was your age, I thought about that. And the answer was answered generations ago by other philosophers or people who were observant and wrote books about it. You're not unique. You're not new. And you got to say, first, one, is the product already out there? Two, do I actually have I'm trying to think what I've done 9 times. 9 times? 9 times. You're too young to get that joke either. What have I done 9 times? Trying to think what I've done 9 times. It must have been some I'm okay. Kayaking, okay? I've probably gone kayaking 9 times. Over the course of 50 years, I've gone kayaking or canoeing 9 times. The absurdity that I would write a book about that I would claim to be some kind of expert about canoeing and kayaking when I've only done it 9 times. I got the basics down. Yeah, don't tip over the boat. I wouldn't know which oar to get, what the composite material for rapids versus a calm ocean versus a rough sea. I have no idea. And you're going to write a book about it. Huh? I bet you didn't even get laid once. So, right off the bat, I mean, you've written it, you got a product. Okay. Now that you got the product, by the way, it ain't going to sell. It's not going to sell. All right. But if you want to write books in the future, it's a great opportunity to salvage your time to go through the process of publishing this online. Cappy, how do I do it? It's called Google. You look it up. I even have a how-to videos or instructional videos about publishing online and how to become an online author and all this other shit. But the problem is, especially with Amazon, they keep changing it with the upload and all that. So the best thing to do is you go kdp.amazon.com, not amazon.com, kdp.amazon.com. And they're going to have tutorials and they'll show you if you can look up Nebraska. They grow corn in Nebraska. It rhymes with corn. People, what's Nebraska? Nebraska is girls who show themselves without clothing on doing sexual acts. See, Nebraska, they grow corn in Nebraska. That's what we call Nebraska. So if you can look up Nebraska, you can look up and figure out how to do this, and then you can publish it. This will give you experience learning how to download the different templates so the text is offset, because if you get an actual book, the text doesn't exactly go down the middle of the page. The right page is a little bit further to the right than center. Left, same thing. Learn how to do a Kindle book. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Always happens at around 11:20. I wonder what the hell that is. Someone tuning into the prices, right? What's going on? So you have this opportunity now. So yeah, go through the process because you've already written a book. You've developed some writing skills with that. Learn how to upload it to Amazon. Learn how to do a Kindle. Learn about how to create a cover. Learn about the image requirements and all that. And then you'll have that process down. So the next time that you have a book and it's not going to be self-indulgent horseshit, and you might have a market, you might have an audience, it might actually be worth your time, then you'll know how to do it. All right. So that's about your book itself. The trend only seems to be growing. So no, the online dating is going away. The trend is not growing. So I figured I'd get on top of it early from my own anecdotal evidence, along with learned knowledge from yours, Rollo's, Rich Cooper's, and more. Now, let's stop here. You want to write a book? You just can't take other people's ideas and regurgitate it. If you look at my books, the number one thing about writing a book is it has to be new. All right. All you're doing is no different than what Disney does and the movies do and the video games do of regurgitating the same shit over and over again. Right? Used ideas don't sell, right? You got to have something new. It's like a restaurant. I want to make a burger joint and put next to the McDonald's and the Burger King. Fine, have good luck with it. I want to open up the only Thai shop in this small town. That might sell because it's different. And the same thing with the marketplace of ideas. I'll be perfectly honest with you. You're too young to have new ideas. You are. You're just too young. Unless you went through if you fought in war and were captured by the Taliban and tortured, and then you made it free, then you might have some experiences and ideas. But no, bro. No, bro. You're a salesman, bro. And you went on 9 dates with 9 different girls. There's no story there. There's nothing new. All my books is new. The Book of Numbers, for example. I applied financial and economic analytical processes and techniques to the pursuit of women. I applied financial costs. I estimated costs and profits, or I guess values or opportunities to men's pursuit of women. That's valuable. That's new. That's different. I'll be writing a book about vasectomies. All right. That's new. That's different. Curse of the High IQ. looking at high intelligence as a disability because society is not geared to have economies to scales for either incredibly intelligent people or incredibly dumb people. So for the normie conformies, different idea. And then I look up your book, or not your book, but I look up books about online dating. There are literally over 20 of them, an entire page of online dating books. All right. So I was influenced by you and Rolo and Rich and all. Yeah, okay. So what? You just going to regurgitate what we said? And very likely everyone else has heard it either through reading our own books or watching our YouTube channel. Like, it's common knowledge, right? It's starting to get out there. 15 years ago, it was new and revolutionary. Now it's just like, yeah, you neg girls. God, when we talked about that? I'm trying to think what's old hat now. Are you going to talk about texting game? Is that what it's going to be? I put together a proven strategy to combat this trend. I'd love to share my book with you directly and see your thoughts. Willing to pay? No, I'm not going to read it. I'm not, unless you pay me ungodly sums of money for me to read stuff I already know. But at the very least, the reason I reach out is because I have no direction on how to market my book. I care less for the money. Then why do you care about marketing the book? Why would you, if you don't care about the money, why do you care about marketing the book? Rather, I'm just really interested on how to popularize it. How did you gain such a following from ground zero? Can I replicate? Okay, here's okay. All right. Here's what I need you to do. Pause this. I'm going to give you instructions. Okay. First, go to Walmart. You're going to buy a pacifier, a big old teddy bear, a shit ton of pillows, a bottle of booze, and then some Barbra Streisand music. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that all home. And you're going to put the pillows all around on the floor. You're going to have the Barbra Streisand music ready. And then you're going to get the big old teddy bear. And you're going to get the pacifier, right? And then what you're going to do is when I tell you how I did it, you're going to faint. All right. This is what's going to happen after I tell you how I got to where I am. You're going to faint because you're not going to you can't handle the truth. You're not going to be able to handle the truth. It's a guarantee you're going to pass out. That's what the pillows are for. Right. So poof, you fall on the floor pillow. Then you're going to realize you were lied to your entire life. And then you're going to start crying and sobbing uncontrollably. That's when you put the pacifier in your mouth. Okay. So it calms you down. You grab your teddy bear for comfort and warmth. And then you play the Barbra Streisand music. And for the next 5 days, you get it all out of your system. You cry your eyes out. And then you take the first steps towards becoming a real man. All right. Okay. Now you can pause. And then you come back. Now, all right, you came back. You got all this stuff, right? Put the pillows around. Here's how I did it. Hard and long work. Decades of hard work, you dipshit. I didn't just come on here swinging my dick and got followers. I wrote a blog for 20 fucking years while working a real job, doing painstaking research, writing really good posts, thousands of them, thousands, for decades. I also went through hardship and working security and late night and enduring the cold and starvation and failing, lots of failing all over on all fronts, failure after failure, and then coming back. And then after building up a following on Blogger, because we didn't have podcasts or YouTube then, I wrote a book about the housing crisis, which is to this day one of my least selling books because I wasn't that popular back then, but I did all right. And back then I would try to get on radio stations to talk about the book. I would send copies of my books out. I would do the hustling. You're a salesman. You kind of know how it goes. But before all that, it was at least 15 years of writing economic research and posts That's it. That's how it is, man. That's how you succeed in everything. You work hard for a long time and you put forth quality work. Behind the Housing Crash. That's my first book. All right. Go read it. It's people said my writing has improved over time. I'm still very proud of that book. It's a very well written book. That's it, man. That's how it is. Stop shooting up the white girl blood thinking, I just get things for free. Is there a way I can go to become an internet influencer and I have 1 million subscribers and make money on my book? Yeah, there's 2 ways. If you're a girl, have big tits and be hot, and you could do that within a year. If you're a guy, you get to work long and hard. And so you better I mean, now, thankfully, it's a little bit easier because writing is a pain in the ass. But you do like Nuclear Cadillo did. You produce regular content, okay? You get a YouTube channel, okay? You talk about what you want. I don't know what a 23-year-old who went on 9 dates is going to talk about, though. That's going to be hilarious. All right? Go ahead, do it. And you're going to do it, and you're going to do it. Maybe you get a Substack and you write, seeing you're okay at writing, I got to imagine by now. And you put out content regularly. You develop a following over years. And then by the time you're 30, 7 years from now, you should have a pretty good following. You have a pretty good following. And then you can sell your book. I mean, you could sell your book now. A more direct way, if you wanted to sell your book, is you find people within the Red Pill community and you pay them to review it. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, you're going to have to pay a lot of money because there's 2 types of, for example, Cairo Cope. I'll give you another example of a book that had a new idea. Riches from Bitches from Cairo Copeland. Okay. He took the Rise of the She Economy report that Morgan Stanley came out with, and he sat down and figured out industries and businesses and professions that would benefit from women essentially not getting married, where women have abandoned the nuclear family, whether consciously or not, where they are no longer going to be mothers and children or mothers and wives. And he said, okay, what are the industries that you can, and he sat down and he went more than 1 or 2 thoughts beyond it. It was, cats and boxed wine. Ha. He wrote it well. He got a great, I think he even narrated himself. All right. And he came up to me. He says, I would like you to review this book. And I looked at him like, this is a new idea. I will lower my price to the mere cost of my time to read this book. It also happened to be on audio, so it was cheaper. And then I will publish an honest review. The problem you face is you wrote a book that's been done 1 million times before. It's old hat. You're 23. You got 9 dates. Every guy who's like kind of serious about their channel or whatever will be like, okay, I'll read it, but I'm going to have a real problem recommending it. And they might review it. And you know what they're going to review it? They're going to say, so this idiot had 9 dates online and he wrote a 130-page book on it. And you're going to be embarrassed. No one's going to buy it. Right? Now, maybe there's a way if you want to give you the honest truth, I wouldn't mention you 23 or that you had 9 dates. And that's what the entirety of the book is based off of. Just say, through experiences in online dating, right? Because the book could be very well written and there might be something of help for these people. But I want to say, 23-year-old dude, bro, douche canoe, bro, I went on 9 dates and then 10 years and now with my patented system. How, really, why don't you wear a chain and hat on sideways so you can play that like that gangsta music where it was like a bunch of flipping houses things? Yo, what's up? Ding, 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 bass, bump, 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 bump. I mean, do you want to pose in front of a rented Rolls Royce while you're at it? I would remove anything about your age and how many dates and data points you got. All right. And then maybe if you got a real stunner cover, a real stunning cover, But yeah, long-term marketing, you want to get to where I am, you want to get to where Rich has been on this thing for 10 years now. He was old when I first met him. Rule has been doing this since 2002. Start now. Oh, what's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago or now. And the only quick way to get ahead is, okay, you got a book. Step one, write a good book that hasn't been written before. That's step one. Two, write it good. All right. Make sure it's written well. And then if you want to do it very quickly, pay people within the field, like different influencers. If you're writing a cookbook, you go to a cookbook or a chef podcast. If you're writing about fishing, you go to the fishing YouTube influencers and you pay them to read your book or do the review. And that's like kind of the quickest way. But man, you gotta don't come up to people. Here's my turd. Can you sell this for me? No, people can't sell turds. You might be able to polish it up a bit, but yeah, it's not. Not only is it a turd, it's an old turd. They wrote books about this literally 10 years ago. So yeah, the only real long-term way is you do consistent work, quality work for a long time, and you work hard. All right. And then, yeah, there are other marketing strategies which you're probably more familiar with working in marketing and stuff like, oh, okay, I'll give you an example. One of the best people you can go to run ads with, and he's worth every penny, is Joker over at Better Bachelor. Okay. He gets back to you. He's more than happy to take the advertising dollars and he'll go through it. And if he likes, he'll review it. And his audience is very receptive to a red pill audience. Terrence Pop, got to contact Blake though, over at Redonkulous. Also a great place to advertise. But you got to give them something to work with. You got to give them a good product. But that's another way. But no, man, it's just hard, long, consistent work. You make good quality, consistent content for a long time, and you will build slowly but surely an audience. How do you gain such a following from ground zero? How can I replicate it? I already answered that. I did not ask for any help from you directly. I just want directions so I can grow my own following on my own. Yeah, you gotta make content. The book is made. My Twitter alias is set. I just need a blueprint for growing my brand following and book popularity. Thanks. Yeah, the first thing you need to do is grow your brand first before you take, for example, Bill O'Reilly, if you remember him. Bill O'Reilly wasn't a nobody and he wrote a book and then became famous, right? You're putting the cart before the horse. What you want to do is become famous like Bill O'Reilly, and then you write your book, okay? Bill O'Reilly wrote the Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy, those type of books. And he was the number one guy on Fox News for a while. So when he would come out with a new book, I think in one day he made like $6 million because he sold 1.8 million books. But the guy was the number one talk guy on Fox News. So you don't write a book to get popular. You put out good quality content, unique insights, thought pieces, always something new, always new observations about whatever topic it is you want to talk about. And after you have this thing called experience, right? Maybe when you have 5 pubes, okay, then maybe you think about putting out an actual product. Then maybe you think about writing a book. And then you market it to your audience that you've established at that moment in time. But yeah, it's I don't know what they taught you in school, man, about this get rich quick scheme and you just write a book, bro. No, it doesn't work that way. There is no, unless you're a hot girl, there is no instance you get successful without hard work. All right? So stop with I'm not saying writing the book was easy, but you're like, oh, this will make me pop. No, it's day in, day out. I wish, see, in an ironic sense, you all see me here with ridiculous hat, a Snoopy, cozy thing. And, I'm out hiking. I would have loved, you see this. This is kind of like the finished product. You don't see me sitting in a fucking cube looking up economic research because the bankers can't get their fucking shit together and they delayed the meeting by 2 hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do painstaking research. We're looking for databases, taking the data, number crunching, making sure the columns and this and a lot of Excel and database work, putting together charts, organize. You don't, writing was so tedious. Literally at least a decade of that shit. You don't see that. You didn't see me working security at a place for 16 hours a day. It was an emergency thing. They needed a lot of security. And they told me, we want you to sit in this room. There was no windows in the room. It was a totally closed off room. No sunlight. I'm in this room for 16 hours a day. And I'm like, do you want me to do patrols? No, we want you to sit in this room. Can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, you can go to the bathroom, you get food, but we just want you to sit in this room. Okay. And I banged out bachelor pad economics in 3 months of day after day, 16 hours a day, sitting in a room. There was no like artwork either. It was just, hey, yeah, you don't see that. And here you're like, dude, bro, how do I get to be high and make my, like, it's decades of work. You didn't see it. You just, it wasn't filmed. You didn't see that. Go to my blog, Captain Capitalism. Go look at the thousands of pages. CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com. Look at all the millions of words written. There was the work that got me here and the 2 decades it took me to get here. I mean, if it was me, man, look, first you need a real job, okay? The sales job shit, that ain't shit. Unless you're making lots of money. And if you are making lots of money, that's what you should write a book about. But I go become an accountant. I go work a security nighttime job. I work some kind of job that you could work while working that job. I mean, working security night shift. Yeah, it helps out a lot being able to write books. Do something where you're allowed to work and create on your own and get paid for it. And not get in trouble with your boss. But yeah, man, it does. You should not be writing books at 23. Again, unless you were captured by the Taliban and went through some horrific shit. You shouldn't be writing books at 23. So there you guys go. And if you are going to, let's go over the books you should write. New ideas. All right. And good. You got to write good. Writing has to be good. And then the advertising and all that, yeah. Unless you're a personality on the internet already, then you're going to have to spend money marketing it. Target, which is thankfully a lot easier now. You just find the influencers of that field. Say, hey, I wrote a book on metalsmithing or gunsmithing. There are plenty of online info. Oh, this guy or that guy. Go to them. They'll advertise your book for you. But if it's good, they'll do it willingly. And they won't do some half-ass review like, yeah, I read it. It's a book. But if it's good, again, I can't recommend Riches from Bitches, How to Profit Off of the Rise of the She Economy by Cairo Copeland. It's hilarious. It's good too. It's practical, but he put effort into it and it's new. Colin, $2, 14.44 pages per girl. Yeah, yes. It's like, Jane, what do you say? Yeah, 14.44 pages. I've dated hundreds of women. Now, the vast majority were one daters. That was it. We never saw each other again. I've slept with more women than this guy dated. I mean, in this time frame. All right, there you guys go. Link below is Asshole Consult. If you guys need help on publishing books, please run the idea past me first, okay? Before any of you young boys or any of you gals out there, go and put forth the Herculean effort to writing a book. Please run it past me first, all right? I'll let you know if it stands a shot or not. Not that I'm like some New York asshole publisher in the 80s where I wasn't allowing people to... it's like, look, man, do you want to waste your time on this or not? Because I'll be honest with you, you will make nowhere near the amount of money on this book that you wrote than if you had just worked a regular job. It ain't even going to come close. Lesser Weevil, $2. Make a cartoon where the guy gets everything free. It wouldn't it wouldn't work. It's not funny because it doesn't do a double entendre. Why would a guy get everything for free? It'd be a girl getting everything for free. Now, if you did a compare and contrast, a juxtapose, you're like, what would it be like to be a rich girl from the suburbs? Like, oh, yeah, and you're a guy. Okay, that's kind of funny, but it'd be a stick comedy. It'd be a vignette. It wouldn't be a full blown cartoon. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, AskSomeConsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.